Well, I think the most of the rain is finally behind us. So while we have the power washer, I want to take the power washer and hit the side of the wall here. The dirt had progressively just built up around the house, and you can still see a little bit of it, although we graded this kind of as much as we could. So let me hit the power washer with this thing and see if we can get rid of this orange stain, and maybe a little bit of the fencing too. Here's before, after, and during. There we go. All done, although it still looks a little hazy, but that's as good as it's gonna get. A lot better than it was, that's for sure. Also did some extra credit and hosed down the fence right here as well. There's a lot of cobwebs, dirt, whole bunch of stuff, as well as this concrete pad. It was getting a little mossy, so it needed the spray as well. Making more baby steps for this wall. Finished the taping from last Thursday and just laid some mud, just surface level, basically to fill in the cracks and to get the tape to actually sit on the wall. So it's as skim as possible. That way we can start to put the actual top coat on that. I think what we're gonna do is on this wall right here, from like here down to a test, because this is gonna be covered by the cabinet anyway. And so if we mess up here, perfectly fine, who cares, no one's gonna see it. And we'll probably do that tomorrow after all this is all dried up.
You're scaring the poop out of Noodles.
Where is she?
In her litter box.
Oh, literally.
Yeah.
I can see a bathroom in there.
To give ourselves more decoration options, because we've learned that we are not going to be good at interior design, we're making an outlet in this alcove. And Alex is in the process of making the hole.
Hi.
You're kind of blurry.
Ta-da! Now we have a nice, sneaky new outlet in this little nook up in the living room. We've been making it dusty in here. There's a waterfall. I've never seen that on before. Glad to know it works. It's helping to tamp down the dust in here because I took a sander to this whole wall to get all the rough, hard spots here. So now at least it's nice and smooth. So we can do some skim coats. Test that later today. Oh boy, this is how dusty it is in there. Even though we had the door closed, obviously there's still a gap, and you can tell exactly where I walked all the way down the stairs. What you been up to?
We're making a post for the Dragonfruit pot. So Dragonfruit like to be supported as they're growing. And so we measured out the pot, and then we built the base. So eventually we're going to build a square on top to support the Dragonfruit and hopefully have fruit. It's my first time using this saw, so that was, I don't know.
Works handy?
Yeah. Not scary, but scary. So we had to devise a way to have this main support post, but not have it plug up the hole at the bottom, since Dragonfruit like drainage. We went through a bunch of little wood blocks. That didn't work. They fell apart. So
Yeah.
we landed on PVC, which no one's going to see this, so
It'll work.
it'll be fine.
I'm happy to say that I think we're running out of garage projects finally. This, for the most part, plus that, and that should be done soon, is pretty much the only thing that needs to be dealt with in the garage, needs to be put away in the garage. Everything else is looking really nice. In fact, look at that. This counter has never been this clean because everything was always put here. First thing, I just now threw out an in and out box from the first weekend that we got this place. That box has been sitting there and just holding random stuff. Now it's finally gone, and now it's finally clean. Cleanish. It, you know, as clean as a garage countertop can be. Well, happy Friday. We didn't do that much this week, but now that it's the end of the work day, we can finally just do a little bit of stuff. And what I'm doing right now is kind of thinking more or less about different things around the garage, around the outside, where we can build something, do something with this scrap wood. Caitlin used quite a bit of it for her planter for the Dragonfruit, and I'm thinking of a few other things. And so right now I'm working on a kind of piece for my bench vise. I don't really have a bench anymore. I do have this table, but I don't want to drill into this, and I like the fact that it's mobile and you kind of want this on something a little bit more solid. So I'm trying to adapt or kind of create like a little add-on, a little thing to kind of jut out, and maybe that corner of the shelf, something like that. I don't know. It's early stages right now. I'm just kind of mocking things up to see exactly what I need to do, and now I have it mounted on some wood, and now I'm just kind of thinking in my head now how I want to mount this to that, and if there's possibility, maybe I want to have it hinge so I can fold it away, something like that, or maybe I want to just make it permanent so it's as sturdy as possible, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably not going to finish it tonight, but just getting the early stages in. Should probably clean this at some point too. It's getting really rusty. Stayed outside a little bit too long.